Okay, so before we start this morning, since it is the glorious Saturday morning, and I always love seeing the West Coast girls on here when we do early morning calls, because it's like I can still see the dew on the grass in the background of your pictures, of your not pictures, of your screen. So I'm always giving kudos to the dew on the grass girls on the West Coast for being here at 7:30 a.m. I would have been asleep still. So kudos to you guys. But before we get started, I would love to have somebody, maybe one or two of you guys, two or three, share a win of the week. Well, let me introduce myself first, because I see some names that I haven't seen jump on our calls. I'm Allie, and I'm the leader of the Bright Lights. And I'm excited. We do these Saturday morning calls. I'm kind of muting some of you guys as I see that maybe you're not unmuted, just for recording purposes. But we do these Saturday morning calls for our weekend warriors. We call them System Saturday is the name of the call. And it really focuses on the basics. Systems. This is a creative business, which creativity and system doesn't always go hand in hand. But in our business, when you can make things wash, rinse, repeat, have a system behind things to where you use less of your brain power in order to do the actions and to get it done, it is a beautiful thing. And with our business, it is 100% doing the same thing over and over, okay? A lot of you guys are creatives, because that's why you have your own business. But the creative people also, myself included, okay, when I first started this business, I wouldn't say I'm a creative, but maybe I'm more creative than others. I don't know. I was always trying to do things differently because I wanted to do it my way. It could also be because I'm the youngest of three. And I was that person that was like, don't tell me what to do. But I soon learned that doing the same thing that other people were doing that was working for them, that were already having success with it, that's what I needed to do, okay? And then doing that over and over and over. So whatever works in parties, do that and do it over and over and over. And don't try to try something new with each party, okay? Or, you know, in your conversations or whatever, making systems out of things. So that's why we do this System Saturday call. But I call you guys, the ones that come on Saturdays, I call y'all the weekend warriors. So we don't have a call that those that work during the day, every day can jump on. And this is the one that I know many of you like to get on because it's Saturday morning and you're having your coffee and you can still go about and do your day. So thank you for joining. But I would love to have one or two of us share your a win of the week. Something that happened that was positive. Okay. So Amanda has something. She's already raising her hand. I'm surprised by that because Amanda's not always jumping in. Not that I'm surprised you had a win, but I'm surprised that she's like, pick me, pick me. You having trouble unmuting yourself, Amanda? You just turn your video off or your lights in the background. There you are.
Gosh. Okay. I hit a bunch of accidental buttons. I never want to share. This is not Park Lane related, but I had a melanoma taken off my leg a week-ish ago. Anyway, I got the results of all the borders and it's all negative. They got all of it. So that's a huge, and the other that they took off was not melanoma. So that's my huge win.
That is the biggest win of the morning. So thank you for sharing that, Amanda. I love that. I'm so glad that those results, I just wish they could process that faster. I know what it's like to wait on those. So thank you for sharing that. I love that. And I think that's the perfect thing to start out with. So does anybody else have a win of the week that they want to share? Stephanie does. She's raising her hand. She's in the car on the way to like her father-in-law's birthday or something like that.
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Can you hear me? You can. Okay. So I had a party that sweet hostess, I was calling her my grandma because she's like the age of like an older grandma, not like a young grandma, but an older grandma. And it was one of my friends, her grandma. Anyways, she told me I'm only inviting 15 people to the party. And every day I'm like, are you sure you can't think of anyone else to invite? And she's like, nope, that's all I'm going to invite is 15 people. And I was like, okay, so I mean, of course, in my mind, I'm like, okay, this might, expecting, let's try to get it to 5 orders to at least get there, Day one, I did get like 2 wish lists. We had like 1 or 2 orders, went a couple days, no orders. I'm like, we're closing it yesterday. My phone blew up yesterday. I just stayed on it. We kept messaging people. Y'all, we got to 10 orders on grandma's party with 15 people in the party. I don't know how, but we did it. It's over $1,000. I was like, what the heck? So don't ever get defeated if you feel like you don't have enough people on that party page. That right there proves you can have 10 orders with 15 people on your page.
That's amazing.
That was my win.
Thank you for sharing, because our attitude is so much of it. Like if we go into a party thinking, no, this is going to be a flop, then we stop doing the things. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I'm so glad you shared. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And your hair looks amazing. I always tell her that because I feel like that's the blonde I want that I'll never get. Anybody else have a win? One more. We can have one more person share. And just unmute yourself and start talking, because I have you guys on gallery view or speaker view, so I can't see you.
Hey, Allie, can you see me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I signed up. Well, I was really bummed because I had 2 parties last week. I was working my butt off. They weren't really going that great. And then I did all my hostess coaching, everything I should have, but I've had a lot of confirmation from a lot of you that that's been happening. So I'm just keeping in mind, even telling my hostesses, like, everyone's busy. It's all in the follow-up. Like, so then I had a good talk with Allie. She pumped me up. And then right after that, I had 2 girls sign up. One was one night and then one was the next morning, and they're going to be great. And I'm so excited. And even though I had a crappy sales week, you just have to look forward to the next week. So putting in the work now, and I'm going to see the results going forward. So that's great.
Yay. Leslie, thank you for sharing that. And there has been a lot of that. And that kind of a little prompted a little bit of what this call was about this morning. What the little talk that Leslie and I were talking about, we voice message back and forth a lot. Like our conversations are always, ever going on. But we were talking about how she was like, I've done all the things. And I'm like, then that's what you need to be proud of, are the things. Because many times I don't know what it is, what the saying is. And I talked about it last week on the call, I think, but we honor the outcome or the event. We make a bigger deal about the event, meaning like the outcome of the party, than the actual process of getting to the event. And it has been back to school. And I mean, y'all heard my pampered chef party, meaning I didn't have one, but I was invited to one, and it took that and I actually wanted to order. And I think I told the hostess from the beginning, yes. I mean, she was one of my hostesses. So that's why I ordered in her party. She supported me. I support her. And that person had to reach out to me 4 times in order to get me to order. And that's just the reality of how it was in my stage of my life. So this back to school thing spans across the country at different times for everybody. And I know that Leslie is now, your daughter is now back in school. And for me, I feel like things are getting back a little bit normal. Some of you guys, your kids still aren't back to school, like the northern states, like it's still summer for y'all. And so, anyway, and sometimes you could put something over here and it comes from over here. So anyway.
And then side note on that is also, I try to remind myself that the main key of everything is meeting new people, because those guests now are already in my circle, and I've already gotten some in my VIP group. And so if you don't get it then, sometimes you get it later. So that's important too.
That's awesome. And we need to have Leslie. Leslie, you and I need to talk. Leslie is an amazing connector through Instagram, like through Facebook. I'm like, party over, move on. She is building these relationships with perfect strangers, and so we need to have you talk to us about how you do that one day. So thank you for sharing. Okay, Susan, your hand is up, and then we'll go ahead and get started, right? Yeah, I noticed the hand raise.
Yep. So I'm here with Rose. She had her first party this week, and she's at 7 orders right now. So she was really nervous.
I don't see Rose. I don't believe you. There she is. Hey, Miss Rose. Are y'all slumber partying?
Yes, we are. Yeah, they came to Austin for the weekend. So anyway,
I was about to say, hold up.
Blitz. As soon as we're finished, we're gonna spend an hour just booking parties. Oops. Yeah, sorry.
I'm like, whoa, house is coming down. Well, Well, Rose, that's amazing. That is amazing, amazing, amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that. I love that you guys are having your coffee and your crumpets this morning. I know you're not. You're maybe having like Maria, we call them Maria Larias in our house, but the Maria cookies that you have with your coffee. Anyway, I'm just teasing about that. Okay, so thank you for sharing that, Rose. That's amazing. So let's go ahead and it kind of gets me, I love some of the wins that you guys have because it's getting me kind of to what I wanted to chat about today. So I called my sister this morning at 8 a.m. and this call on Saturdays, like I said, has always been about the systems, the simple, basics. Okay. And yeah,
I don't want to interrupt you, but are you streaming into the bright lights?
it won't work. I think you joined a little bit late. It won't work for some reason.
Oh, I'm
recording.
sorry. Okay, because I said that to somebody, so I felt bad. I was like, oh no, it's not streaming. Okay, all right. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I tried and it said something like can't access Facebook. So I'm like, whatever, I'm recording it. So I'll be able to share it. But thank you, because I forget that. So it's good that you jumped in and asked that. So what I wanted to today, the basic that I wanted to talk about was the process of the party. Okay. I view the party as 3 different sections, if you will. And I have non-negotiables with myself that I do with the party. And when I do these things, the parties, for the most part, end up working. Okay. Now, of course, like Leslie had, I've done all the things and it's not working. Of course, we have the outliers. That's what you call an outlier. And if it could be time of year, it could be the hostess in the group, it could be, lots of different things. But for the most part, we know that these things work for the most part. So I view it in 3 different stages. And I thought, I think I'm going to do a 3-part series. And so to the before the party, during the party, and after the party. Okay. So like for the next 3 weeks, it's going to be the before the party, non-negotiables before the party. Next week, it'll be during the party, which will actually be the party live, the video, like the non-negotiables of what to do in the video. And then the next week, it'll be the after. Okay. And so y'all tell me in the comments, like, if you like that, give me a 1 if you like that okay. I'm seeing the 2 people I can see, they're nodding their head. Okay, good. So these non-negotiables are like, if I'm going to pay myself, if I had to feed my family this week, which I have to feed my family with my Park Lane income. Okay. These are the things that absolutely must happen, or I blame myself. Okay. If a party doesn't work out, I blame myself. Okay. Jennifer's the only one that likes this idea. Just kidding. So, I'm totally kidding. Y'all don't have to go type 1, but Jessica was like, 1, fine, Allie. So the before the party non-negotiables. Okay. So it's kind of a little bit of the hostess coaching, but I thought I would kind of break it up into these different categories. So what I want to do is I want to actually share my screen. Okay. Give me a second. And I'm going to actually show you boards too, because I know there's a lot in boards, and I know that it can be a little overwhelming just to say, go look in boards, because that's not necessarily how I think that is the best way to teach, right? But we're going to talk about it and look at it at the same time today. So here we are in boards. Here's the Treasure Tribe board. And then here we go to host coaching. Okay. So we have host coaching checklist. Here is a checklist. If you would like to, you look at a whole checklist here, right here is some top tips. These are just past recorded calls for what people do, like Trisha Edmondson, Leah Francisco, Jerry Arnold. I did one. Okay. And here is the day to day. So what we're going to talk about today is everything that happens leading up to this Facebook party live day. Okay. But I'm going to talk about it in terms of like the non-negotiables. Okay. So the first day when I book a party in the first couple of days after booking the party, like for example, I booked one from Thursday night's party. I told her I'd call her this morning. We don't even have a date yet. Okay. So that is the first thing that is a non-negotiable, to get on the phone with my hostess. If you go into the 1 week prior to the Facebook Live, okay, the calling the hostess actually isn't in here. Okay. So shame on us. We need to actually do that. But getting on the phone with a hostess, Susan King, for example, she said she would host a show. I got on the phone. I couldn't remember where I met Susan from. And I said, remind me how we met. Probably because I had tons of parties going on at that point. And I was like, Susan, remind me how we met. She goes, actually through Rose. And I said, oh, that's right. So how do you and Rose know each other? That is how, and look, Rose is here. That is because Rose had hosted a party with me before. That is how I found out that Susan used to have a previous jewelry business, and that Rose did too. Rose might have told me that in the last year or so. I can't really remember at that, if I knew that at that point, but she said Rose and I used to actually do premier jewelry together. So I was like, ding, ding, ding. Really? Do you ever miss the jewelry business? I mean, that's how that conversation started. I would never have known that if I hadn't gotten on the phone and asked her. So when I get on the phone with the hostess, that's the non-negotiable. But the things that I non-negotiate with myself, I do them, is ask her how she knows the hostess that I met her from, or ask her, remind me how we met, because she could be in your VIP group and it could have been from someone a year ago, right? The second thing on that call is I tell her non-negotiable. I tell her how many people that we're going to invite. Okay. Here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to have you, when we open up your party group on such and such day, I'm going to have you invite 75 to 100 people to the group. And I have to explain to her why. And the goal is to get 30 people in there, because my goal for your party is to get you 10 orders. So I tell her 75 to 100 people that we're going to invite. I tell her our goal for the group is going to be 30 people. And the reason for that is because I find when I get 30 people in the group that we get 10 orders. And the reason why that's my goal for you is because when we get 10 orders, you can unlock a $400 shopping spree for yourself. So I go through that on the phone with her. Okay. So it's non-negotiable for me. Okay. Tell her why we're focusing on the 10 orders. The other thing that I share with her on that call is the process for inviting. So this is the part where you may do some things differently. Okay. I've done both. You may be someone that has her send a save the date, like a couple of days before you open up that party group. I have historically done that. Does that happen every single time? No, because I'm human and I forget, and I have chaos in my life, just like all of you do too, like having melanoma removed from your leg and you think it'll be fine. I'll just send her that save the date the next day. And then you're in pain and you forget, you know what I mean? Like life happens to every single one of us. Okay. So, but I explained to her the process for inviting, and it'll be like, okay, so here's what we're going to do for the inviting process. It's a common question I get. I'm going to send you a save the date a couple of days before we open up your party group. Okay. And then I'll have you invite to the Facebook group link, or to Facebook group, and then we'll do some reminding after that. But don't worry, I'll send you little reminders each day. It's going to be like 5 to 10 minutes a day, probably, of what you'll have to do in the party group the week of. But what we'll do a couple of days before the party group opens is I'll have you send a save the date to like your top 25 to 30 friends. So if you want to be making a list now, you can. Okay. If you don't send a save the date, then this is what if we're past that and I didn't do that, what I'll do is, okay, we're going to open up your party group today. If I haven't told her this already, or if I didn't send her a save the date, I will say, okay, invite 75 to 100 today. And tomorrow we'll check and see who hasn't joined yet. So this happens. This is my phone call. This is my phone call with the hostess. Okay. I tell her what we're going to do. I tell her how we're going to invite. And then when I open up the party group, if I sent the save the date, then we'll go to plan B. All right. So, I send her that save the date text out to her. Okay. So that's non-negotiable, just basically getting on the phone with her. Now, the day before I open up the party group. Okay, because I might have talked to her 5 days ago. It could have been 4 days ago. I promise you, she did not put in her calendar, party group opens. Okay, I did. So the day before I open up the party group, non-negotiable, I text her, I'm excited to kick your party off tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be opening up your group. You've got to do that. Okay, so now we are to the day one of the party. All right, which is right here. Okay, I'm not going to open up each one of these, but I'm just going to show you that this is here. All right, so day one, non-negotiable, is I send her this message the hostess right here, okay? And it explains to her about sending the 75, but me, non-negotiable, is I voice message this as well, because people either listen or they read. They don't retain information the same. Like, I'm a listener. I will listen to you, but I will skim your long text and I will get 50% of it. That's just how my brain works, okay? So my non-negotiable for the day is, now, today we're here, your group is open. I'm excited. Today, I want you to invite 75. I'm repeating what I already told her. Okay. And because my goal is to get you 30 people in the group so that we can get you 10 orders and get you a $400 shopping spree. So go invite 75 to 100. And that is essentially her job for the day. All right. But I have to send it to her. Like, I try to do it first thing in the morning. She may not do it till that night. It's fine. But if I do it first thing in the morning, then she has the whole day to fit it in. If I send, y'all, that takes 4 minutes to send that text and that voice text. And it could be while you're having your coffee in the morning. You send her a voice message. Good morning. I'm having my coffee and I have a busy day. I just wanted to send you this before I get started, before I get started in my day. She has the whole day. I find when I send this message, like at 6 or 7 in the evening, she doesn't invite people to the next day because she's doing whatever she has to do and she didn't factor that into her day. Okay. So that's the non-negotiable for day one, the day that we open up the party group. Okay. Day two, the goal of that day is to check the numbers. Essentially, we're going to see how many people are there. All right. So if the group, it's like assessing the group number. That's the most important thing of this day. So if her group is like at 10 or 15, then I have her go into how many have not joined the group, meaning those that she has invited. I screenshot those people because she doesn't know. A lot of you guys probably don't know. I talk to stylists all the time that don't know how to go and see how many people are invited into the group. And actually your hostess can't because she's not an admin of her group. So I screenshot, okay, we have 15 in the group. Today, I want to grow the group. Remember, the goal is 30. So here are the people that have not yet joined your group. Here's a little text that I want you to send them because a lot of people don't see messages. The explaining the why behind this is so important because then it just shares with them why you're asking them to do what you're asking them to do. And if you don't know the why behind this, then I'll share with you. What happens is when your hostess invites someone, a notification pops up at 10 p.m. when they're in bed, okay? That person may not get on Facebook until 9 p.m. the next day. And that group invite is not going to show up anymore. It's 24 hours past. It's not the most recent feed for them. And so you got to share that with your hostess. And I actually will tell her that. So go and pick like 25 people to text a reminder with the group link. I'll send you something. What happens is that when people, when you reminded, I don't know what time you invited people, it could have been, 10 a.m. Those people might not actually see that message until midnight and 12 hours have gone by, or however many hours that is, 10 hours have gone by, and they, just didn't see it because too many things have happened on their Facebook since. So just pick 20 to 25. That is a non-negotiable to explain that to her. Okay. So that's day two. The second thing, okay, check how many have joined the group so far, have her text 25 and explain why, remind her of the goal in the hostess rewards, and then just tell her to engage on the posts. Okay. Your other thing now for this week is just to engage on the posts. And really, like, engaging just means comment, and just explain to her why. The reason why is because this Facebook group is kind of like a living room. And if you're not commenting on the posts, then it's kind of like if you were in your house and everybody came over and I was there with the jewelry and you were hiding in your bedroom. People would think that was weird, and they would think, I don't think she really wants this party happening. And then it would be just not exciting for them. So if you're commenting on the post, it shows that you're excited and you're driving the energy to the party. Okay. You got to explain to her why. Okay. Let's see. Also, starting on day 2, non-negotiable is I tag someone in one of the posts. All right. And it's usually an engagement post. So I know each of you have different party posts and you do a little different things. If you're new, we always suggest and recommend just follow the formula. I love what Jessica Powers says. Follow the recipe for your first few parties. Don't feel like you need to come up with your own party format, okay? And then kind of change some things after you've done 4 or 5 parties. But there has to be an engagement post on each day. And I tag them in whatever engagement post it is on each day. So for me, day 1, the post is a roll call. And how do you know the hostess, essentially? So that will post, and I go in and I tag everybody that's in the group so far on that post. Okay, that's a non-negotiable. And then anybody that has commented, I go in at the end of the day. It's literally while I'm in bed. And because I've given the whole day to actually people to respond. How do they know the hostess? So I get in bed and I may have 4 or 5 people maybe that have engaged, responded to that. And I respond to their messages. Oh my gosh, that's so great. And this other thing that I wanted to point out is when you're responding to people's comments, y'all, this needs to be a conversation that you're creating. It's not a GIF. It's not a heart. It's not a sticker. It's not an emoji. Okay. It's oh, that's so fun. So fun shopping with family. How have you heard of Park Lane before? Just ask them that. Oh, well, that's amazing. Thanks for coming. And I always dish gratitude out in my parties. I don't know. I just think it makes me very human. Thank you so much for joining the party. Have you ever heard of Park Lane before? Because then they will respond again. Okay. So I want to point out that on each one of these days, you guys, there is a myth out there in network marketing that you can just make money from your phone while you're going about doing your everyday business, and it doesn't take any brain power or time. Okay. These parties actually do take about 15 minutes a day on you to sit there and go through the things. It's not a lot, but I would encourage you to put aside 15 minutes a day where you sit and you go through the things each day, because then you're checking the boxes and you're not trying to do it at a stoplight or, when you're, y'all are going to laugh, when you're on the toilet, unless you're going to sit there for 15 minutes. Okay. Y'all, I was raised by a doctor. You don't know the things that were talked about at the dinner table. All right. So those are the things that are openly discussed in our family. Jessica's cracking up. I'm right, Jessica. So nobody on this call can say, oh, I don't do that. So anyway, just have to make you guys laugh. Okay. So non-negotiables for day 2, check the party numbers, grow them, explain to your hostess what you need her to do in order to grow them, explain to her why. Okay. Remind her of the goal and the host rewards. I hope you're taking notes, you guys. Tag everybody in one post. Okay. And then respond to the comments and share with her that you want her to engage in the party too and why. Okay. All right. That's day 2. All of that is in here. All right. Okay. Day 3. All right. Let's see. Day 3. This is the day before the live. Non-negotiables for the party. Now, check party numbers, meaning how many people are in the group. I feel like I hear sometimes that the parties aren't going well. And guilty, it happens sometimes, but these are the things I go through. Okay. And when I get on the phone with a stylist, when it was in-home parties and online parties, the same questions I have, and it's not to find out where you've gone wrong. It's to find the opportunity of where we can make a tiny tweak and actually have it go better. Okay. Like when you run out of options and you don't feel like you can do anything to change the outcome, that's when you feel stuck. But when you find little things that we can actually tweak, that's when you feel like you can do something in order to make an impact to change the outcome. Like psychologically, that's what we always on a daily basis, right? Nobody ever wants to feel stuck. So checking the party numbers, okay? How many people are in the group? So we do that each and every single day. Assess if they have enough people in the group, you guys. If it has not grown, meaning if it's still at 15, okay? She did not text the people yesterday. There's just no physical way that she went and messaged 20 to 25 people that she invited to the group, and none of them actually clicked the invite link or clicked the link to join the group. Okay, remember that message that she sent out yesterday? Okay, we have somebody that's not muted. Let me see who that is. Okay, I think I got, just for the recording purposes. Okay, I think I got it. So each hostess has a different comfort level, you guys. And instead of going back to the hostess and saying like, remember I told you to text those people yesterday, instead of doing that, then just have her, okay, so I want to grow the group. I know you messaged people yesterday. Let's do this today. I'm going to have you go invite 25 to 30 more. Okay. So on that day 3, before the day of the party, I don't want you just saying, well, she has 15 people in the group, so it's going to be what it is. That is like a stuck mentality. Okay. I'm stuck. I guess I'm just going to have to make the most. And this is not pertain to Stephanie's 15. She clearly talked to her hostess a lot about growing the group, right? But many times we all have this, right? We have 15, 18 people in the group. We want to get it to 30. You had her message people. The group hasn't grown. And what I hear sometimes is, she said she did all the things. Okay. Well, then let's ask her to do something else, because it's very obvious that she's not comfortable or doesn't want to spend the time messaging more people. Okay. So on this day 3, have her go invite 25 to 30 more people. All right. Let's see, where am I? It's like plan B. Okay. On that day, I like to go live in the group. And when I do that, it actually impacts the outcome of the party. So I like to go live, introduce myself, thank the hostess, show the pieces of jewelry that I'm going to be giving away. Does this always happen? No, but when it does, it impacts the next day. And explain just what's going to be happening tomorrow night. This video is 2 minutes. It's just so that they can see my personality and they can actually see, I don't know, maybe they like what they see. Maybe they don't like what they see. I don't know, but they have no idea what to expect from the person that they're going to be watching. But if they see that I'm professional and I'm going to be showing jewelry and I'm giving it away and I'm smiling and I seem like a cheerful person, they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'll get on that tomorrow. Okay. That day, I also non-negotiable message the guests from that group. All the people that are in the party group, they get a message from me, and that's right here. Stylist message all the people. Thank you for joining the group. I'm excited to party with y'all tomorrow at 7 or 8. But before I do, what kind of jewelry do you currently wear? That's a non-negotiable. Okay. That is for a few reasons. For one, it elevates my professionalism. That's important to me. Okay. Second thing is they might respond, and those that do, I'm starting a conversation with them. Those that do, I can go back after the party and respond to those. So did you find anything that you loved? I don't know if you were on the live, but did you find anything you love? Feel free to send me your wish list. Like, I've already started a conversation. I'm not dependent on the hostess for those people. Okay. After I message them, I do a post in the group, right here. I've messaged each of you so we can be connected. Respond back and you'll be entered. Okay. Here's that you can use one of these images. This is what was in there. I made this one just to have something new. Okay. I post in the group and tag everybody. That is the post of the day that I tag everybody in. I want to tag people in one post a day. Okay. So that's what I do. The hostess, I also have her post in the group that day. So the hostess's job that day is to add people if we don't have enough people in the group. Okay. Just invite more people. for her to post in the group, welcome, I'm so excited for you guys to see Park Lane Jewelry. If you want to use this image, just use this image. All right. And just for her to just continue engaging in the group. That's her role. My role for the day is to go live in the group, to message all the people, to tag them in this, okay, and to respond to any messages in the group. That's literally my job for the day. This is the day that probably takes the most time, meaning 15 full minutes versus 10 minutes maybe on the other days, okay? This could take 20 minutes if you're gonna go message everybody in the group, all right? So those are the non-negotiables for the day for me, all right? Okay, let's see. Oh, the last thing, and I y'all, this is important, okay? I sometimes leave this off, but I'm mad whenever I do. Let your hostess know the night before her live on this day 3. Tomorrow, I'm going to have you do some reminders to remind everybody in the group. Will you be able to do that tomorrow? Or do you want me to send that to you tonight? Because she may be a teacher and she's at school at 7 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely cannot get on her phone. She doesn't get home until 6:30 at night. And they don't get paid enough, by the way, as we know. She does not have time to do that. So if she doesn't have time to do that, I want to give her the opportunity to do it the night before, okay? But ask her that question for a couple of reasons, for what I just said, but then also to let her know that that's what I'll have her do tomorrow. Like I'm giving her a heads up that that's what we'll actually do tomorrow, okay? So that's the other non-negotiable. All right, so now we're to party day, okay? Day 4, right here. Okay, the hostess, her job to send the reminders with the Facebook group link in the reminder. Okay, here it is. I'm sending you a friendly reminder. You'll love the jewelry. Here's the link to the group. I don't know if that's left off. I feel like that's maybe left off a lot. It's hard for people to even remember what that it's Park Lane Jewelry. Okay. Also, I like to send her screenshots of all the people that are in the group, like the members. I go into the group, I screenshot the members, and I send her pictures of that so she doesn't have to go into the group. Okay. So if I have, it just helps it speeds the job up. I'm just giving her a tool, being of service, making it easy for her to do that. And then the third thing, no, that's the first thing. And I send the screenshots. The second thing is I want her to post in the group. And here is the picture that I send her. I say, like, this is kind of what I want it to look like. Now, she may know how to do the backgrounds or not, but this picture is a little bit of educational on doing the backgrounds. If it doesn't work, it's fine. But that right there, and I share with her why. Sharing the why. I want you to post this. You know, I don't know if you've noticed, like, the posts that you have done, more people see. You can, I don't know if you've noticed that little number, it says seen by. The posts that you've done, more people see. And so I want you to post. This may be the only thing that your friends see in this group this whole week. They may open up and they'll be like, oh, I forgot that thing was happening. What is this again? And so it's just super simple like this. Okay. So I have to share with her why I want her to do that. Now, what do I do the day of the party? Non-negotiables. Tag people in a post. And what I tag people in, hold on, we have someone that's not muted. I don't know, I'm hearing some squeaky in the background. Let's see. I don't know what that is. Okay, I just muted somebody that wasn't muted. Maybe that's what it was. Sorry. Oh, whoops. I clicked off of that. Anyway, what I tag the ladies in that day is just that the party's happening tonight. I'm like, that's the most important thing of the day is tonight's the night, like today's party day, but just tag them in something. I think that probably is the most important thing to tag them in for the day. Now you can tag everybody in the group if you want to. You can choose to tag different people on different day. I don't want to have to think about that. So I just tag everybody in the group. Okay. That's non-negotiable. Also on the day of the party is to go to reply to all the comments in the group, any new comment. And my reply is, so excited. Hope you can join the party tonight at 8 p.m. I don't know if you guys do that. I don't think it's something that I have highlighted that I do, but it's always been that. hope you, and even the day before when I'm replying to a this or a that. Actually, I do want to make a comment. Sorry, I want to make a comment on the replies. So like on that first day, I'm going back. Sorry, guys, I'm jumping back. On the first day, whenever I asked them the how do you know the hostess? And then my response is, oh, that's so awesome. Shopping with family is so fun. Have you ever heard of Park Lane? I'm asking a question. The next day, for me, it's a this or that photo, and it's a silver necklace versus a gold necklace. If they're like this or that, I go back and ask, not with an emoji, not with a GIF, not with a XOXO, or, you know, awesome, I love it too. It's not just that. It's, oh, I love that necklace too. Are you a gold girl? If the that is a gold necklace, I'll ask, are you a gold girl? If the this is a silver necklace, I'll ask, are you a silver girl? Or what kind of medals do you wear? I'll ask them some sort of question in response, okay? Because I want them to, you know, respond back to me. So then this day, I'll go in the comments, I will respond and say, you know, awesome, so excited. Hopefully you can make it to the live tonight. And you can do that the day before too. Like, oh, are you a gold girl? I really hope you can make it to the live tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's just when they see it, it's just going to be another reminder. Okay, we just have to get in front of people. So that, respond and hope you can make it to the live at X time. All right. And then the day of the party, at some point in the day, I will message the hostess, like maybe a couple hours before the party. You know, hey girl, I'm getting excited about tonight. Were you able to get those reminders out? I know I sound like a broken record. I'm so sorry. It just makes such a huge impact on the party and the success of the party. People do not put this stuff on their calendar. So in case you haven't had a chance to get them out, that's actually not a big deal. It'd be better if you got them out now, because now they can actually think about it. It's less time to forget it. So if you haven't had a chance to get them out, you can still do it. And maybe you have to put a reminder in your calendar to do that, but that is really, really important too. Okay, so that's the day of the party. 30 minutes before the party starts, sometimes it's 15 minutes before I go live, I message the hostess, all right? And it says, I'm so excited, I'm getting ready for your party. Y'all, even if I've pre-recorded this message, I do not use that as my, pre-recorded the party. It's not my excuse to not do this, okay? When I pre-recorded my first party, I still messaged my hostess in the car on the way to the Enrique Iglesias concert. I'm getting excited for your party, okay? So it's a non-negotiable, all right? So here's what I want you to help with. If you could tag people in the comments of the live. People don't necessarily, I'm not going to pop up live for them because I'm not Facebook friends with them. So if you could tag people in the comments, you know, it'll be easier for them to find the video. I find that more people jump on after you tag. If you wouldn't mind welcoming people as you see them join, like, oh, welcome, Sarah, welcome to the party, Jennifer. And then also it just comments a lot. And if you're commenting, it's adding tons of energy to the party, and that your friends will follow your lead. So if you're not commenting, they'll just be sitting there and watching too. But if you're commenting, then they'll be saying, oh, that's so cute. I really like that, just like you are. Anyway, I'm super excited about this. Okay. I do the live. And then the next, you could do this before the live, but you could also do this after you get done with the live too. I say, okay, was that fun? And I ask her, she goes, yes, it was. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. My friends really enjoyed it. Awesome. We'll see how many wish lists I get tonight, and I'll let you know how, and then we'll do some follow-up tomorrow. I'll have you do some follow-up tomorrow. And you guys, this is something that I used to do and I've gotten away from it, and I don't know why. You just kind of start doing something different, but I'm going to start doing this again. You know how we thank people? Like we do the thank you posts in the group when people order. I am actually going to start doing this again. I'm going to send my hostess, before I do the Facebook Live, tons of thank you images and say, here's some thank you images for when you start having orders roll in. I'll let you know when orders roll in, and you can go and thank your guests in the Facebook group. And on the next call that we do, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Actually, no, that'll be the third call as to what we do, the after the party thing. But I just want to get those images over to her so that she knows she's going to be doing that as orders come in. Okay. So this was kind of a lot, but I think it's not, you've heard a lot of this before, all of it, you've heard all of it, but what questions do you guys have? Hopefully this was kind of helpful. Like, before the party kicks off, get on the phone with the hostess, what you talked to her about on that call. Do a save the date if you want. If you do that, then get that to her with a couple days notice. Remind her the party is going to be opening up the next day. Okay. Day one, it's invite day. Explain how many people she's going to invite and why. All right. And then share with her, why, the next day, share with her the next day. We're going to see how the numbers are, and I may have you do some personal messaging tomorrow. Okay. That's an overview of the day one of the party. Day two, in summary, check the party numbers, have her text 20 to 25 of the people that haven't yet joined yet. Okay. Remind her why we're getting the goal to 30, or we're getting the group to 30. Okay. And remind her the 30 because of the 10 and the getting you a $400 shopping spree. Like, you got to constantly remind her of that. Okay. Tag everybody in an engagement post for the day. And then you respond to the people, you respond to their comments of whatever your engagement post is, doesn't matter what it is, but then ask her, have you ever heard of Park Lane before? Start your conversation. Okay. Day three, check the party numbers again. Where are the numbers at? If it hasn't grown, she clearly did not do the messaging for XYZ reason. So have her go invite 25 to 30 more. Okay. She may not be willing. It's fine. We don't want to call her out on it. Go live in the group, introduce yourself, thank the hostess, share what's going to be happening the next day and you can't wait, maybe show your giveaways, message all the guests, ask them what kind of jewelry that they wear. All right. Tag them in an engagement post for the day, whatever it is, respond to those comments. If it's a this or a that, or a silver, gold, whatever, respond and ask another question in that comment, and then and have the hostess do a post. Welcome to the group. I can't wait for you guys to see Park Lane tomorrow. All right. And also tell the hostess that tomorrow's reminder day. And has she have time to do reminders today? If not, you'll go ahead and send it to her tonight and she can do those reminders tonight. Okay. Day 4, party day. The hostess does the reminders, tell her that it's reminder day, remind her why people don't put this stuff on their calendar. Okay. Send her screenshots if you want to be helpful to her of all the people that haven't, or of the people that are in the group, because she could just go between windows and copy paste. Have her post in the group. You tag everybody in a post, reply to all the comments. Can't wait to see you on the live tonight at 8. Hopefully you can make it. And then check to see if the hostess has sent the reminders, like, a couple hours before the party. Hey, just wanted to check in. Were you able to get those reminders out? I know I sound like a broken record. You can call yourself out on stuff. Okay. I know I sound like a broken record. So sorry for that. People don't put this stuff on their calendar. It's totally normal. Your reminder is a huge impact on if they get on tonight, which has a huge impact of the live. Okay. 30 minutes, 15 minutes for the party, message your hostess, ask her what you need help on. Tagging people in the live so they find the video, welcome the guests in the comments, and then comment often and why. Your comments, just talk to me in the video, and it'll give energy and your friends will end up doing the same thing. So those are kind of the non-negotiables. It literally takes about 15 minutes a day. And so questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. How do I do that? Hold on. Oh, pause share? No, stop share. Okay. What questions do you guys have? Okay. There's questions over here in the chat. What if I don't get to talk to them? Okay, Jennifer, obviously you can't force people to get on the phone with you, but here's what I do in order to try to avoid that happening. Okay. This party that I just had, I had a party on Thursday, and I actually had them, like I always do, and this is something that we'll talk about on the next call, what to do during the party. I have them text me. Sorry, I've been talking so much. Take a drink. I get on the phone with them. I try to get on the phone with them, and like within the day or two, because they're hot to trot. They've said yes. I get on the phone with them like, hey, you have 5 minutes? Just kind of want to walk through how I do my parties. People do all different things. Just, do you have 5 minutes now or tomorrow or whatever? Do you have 5 minutes? I'll give you a quick call. I do that. That actually helps avoid not being able to reach someone later. And that's whenever I, kind of start building my relationship with them. Since they've already talked to me once, I don't necessarily have to get on the phone with them, you know, when we're leading up to the call, like a couple days before the party. But that helps that. I don't know if that answers the question. I mean, if I'm messaging, okay, if I will be very honest with you guys, if I am messaging my hostess, voice messaging my hostess, they will not call me back. They don't really respond very much. They don't, you know, they're not responsive to my texts. I am not feeling good about this. I will say, you know, hey, Jennifer, okay, I just wanted to check in. Is now not a good time to do a party? I totally get it. It could be a crazy time for people. Let me know if you want to reschedule this for another time. If I am messaging her, I do not want you guys messaging your hostess and you never hearing anything back from them and you being mad the whole time. That is not a fun mindset to go into this party. And I actually do think, I mean, and that's not the majority, you guys, it's not the majority of the people that they don't respond. But if I get them on the phone, whenever I book the party, if they're like, hey, you want to do a party? Yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah, we'll do it. Okay. Do you have 5 minutes? I just want to give you a quick call. I'll kind of explain how I do my parties. It would be freaking awkward if someone said, no, I don't want to get on the phone. Like, no, I'm real busy. You know what I mean? That's why I try to get them on the phone quickly. So I don't know if that helps, Jennifer. She voice messages and try. Okay. Yes. Y'all are laughing. Amanda doesn't when she's going to the bathroom in the morning. Okay, good. Let's see. How do I do a pre-recorded live? Kimberly, that's a completely different, it's through a website called StreamYard.com. Or OneStream. Amanda, yeah, there's actually a couple companies out there that do it. So any questions? Leslie, you raised your hand.
Quick question. In the beginning, when they're doing like the 75 to 100 people, is that when they invite 20 and then leave and then invite 20? Because for me, I always tell them right from the beginning, I want you to send this as a text or a message to everyone personally. Tell them to join through this link. And I know that they won't invite, obviously, they're not going to send that to 75 or 100 people. They're going to send it to, whoever. And then later, I think in my head, okay, later I'll do the invite button. Is that kind of, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. So you actually brought up something I forgot to share is the invite button because I didn't write it down this morning when I was going through lists. But here's the deal. You can actually have whatever people, stylists do different things with inviting. Okay. You can have her invite with the invite button, only. And then the next day have her text 25 to 30 people. Okay. However, Leslie, there are stylists that the only way that they have their hostess do invites is to do that, to text this out with the group link. We don't want to use the invite button. It just is your comfort level. Okay. And so it's not bad. It's obviously working for you. And it all has to do with what the hostess is willing to do. But I think we have to feel out their comfort level. I have definitely had hostesses that, and I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to everybody, but I've definitely had hostesses that they're not going to go and text. They're only going to text like 25 people, the group link. Right. And so I kind of cover both bases. That's why I have them. If I'm going to ask her to text 25 people, I don't want to ask her to do that too many times, and so that's why I do it either a save the date or I'll have her text people that haven't yet joined the group, not the reminder. I mean, I only want to really have to text people twice. I don't want to have to have her text people 3 times. So it depends on what you've done already, what she's done. And so obviously what you're doing is working for you. Okay.
Well, actually, no, because I think I'm going to change it. I was doing the personal in the beginning and then maybe the invite button later, but I get low people. I get low guests in there. Mm-hmm. So I think that's right. I think maybe I should have her do it the other way around and do the invite button.
Try it this way. Try it because I've done both. Okay. Yeah. I know that save the date ahead of time was really, really working, but I also think that people are, it's just the comfort level of each hostess. So try just having her invite 75, do the 20 at a time, and just FYI, if anybody's wondering what the 20 at a time is, and I left that out. So thank you. hostess, I'm going to have you invite 75 to 100, but don't do all of them at one time. Do 20, brush your teeth, do 20, do the dishes, do 20, make your cup of coffee, do 20. I don't suggest that they do 20 a day because I want people in that group seeing the cute jewelry. You know what I mean? So and I paint that picture. I mean, it's my pharmaceutical sales training background where I was constantly having to paint a picture to my doctor as to, I had to describe the symptoms that the patient would walk into the room with so that they're hearing this list of symptoms and they would think, well, maybe I need to prescribe XYZ, right? So that's why I'm painting the picture of invite 20, brush your teeth, invite 20, put your shoes on, invite 20. So when I say that to the hostess, it's like, okay, she knows she just needs to invite 20 and break it up a little bit, but she can definitely do it all in the morning before she leaves for work. And it's just boom, 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 boom. And then the next day, send her a screenshot of who you invited. Okay, so go pick 20, 25. And it's nice just to tell her. She may do all of them, But this thing that I wanted that Leslie brought up, and I'm so glad, thank you, Leslie, for bringing this up, is the invite button in Facebook. So actually, we have a video that I'm going to show you guys. I know we do. Where is it? On day 2. Well, I thought we did. Maybe it's on day 3. Poop. Okay. It's somewhere. In a party group. I don't even know if I did this for my last party. Let me see. I didn't. I'm a loser. Just kidding. But my last party. Okay, so you're in here and here's party group. Here's my party group. Okay. So you touch members. Go to the members. All right. See at the very top right there, it says invited. Click there. These are all the people that she has invited. This woman invited like 150 people. I did not tell her to do that. See this remind button? The reason that I was busy with Mega Party, and like that's why I'm saying we all get busy and do things, right? This remind button, this says a notification will be sent to Sharon to join the group. It's literally, it comes up as reminder, you've been invited to a group, essentially is what it says. So I do this. I do not have my hostess do this. I do this and I just go boom, 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 and do the reminders. It sends another notification to, so I do that actually on day 2. So thank you for, she doesn't know I'm doing that. I don't tell her that I'm doing that because then she'll think that her friends are being over reminded, which really on the receiver's end, it looks like Facebook has just sent a reminder to her. It doesn't say Allie sent you a reminder. There's no person out behind it. So okay, great question. Any other questions? Has this been helpful? I would love to know, if you guys don't mind, someone tell me something that they feel like, put it in the chat or raise your hand and share something that I shared this morning that you're like, okay, I'm going to add that in. That's what I want to hear. I'm going to add that in. I'm not doing that. I think that will impact my parties. Please, someone tell me something. Leslie, I already know what Leslie's is because she shared, she thinks she's going to actually do the invites and then have people text people afterwards. Anyone? Bueller? No one's going to change Jack from what they've been doing before. Well, great. I'm glad we did this call. Just kidding.
I'll share. I always get little nuggets from you guys. So I appreciate you always sharing. And sorry if you hear stuff in the background. We have the TV on but I definitely need to call right away my hostess.
Okay. It helps, Jennifer. It's like they forget that they even said they do one and then their life gets busy and then you call them right before the party and they're like, wait, what party? Oh my gosh. No, I'm in the middle of book fair this week. I don't know I can do that. It's all about planning and pre-planning ahead of time.
See, I always assume, and this is just me, I shouldn't assume, I don't want to overwhelm them with all of it. You know what I mean? At one point, but I'm going to do it. You said day 1 or day 2, usually right away, or you do. It seems like you do it right then.
I booked the party for this woman on Thursday. I mean, she texted me party. Honestly, I didn't even see it in the text because her text was so long with all the items that she wanted me to price out. Okay. And then so shame on me. I was just, busy. And then she responded back and said, hey, I did party. I sent you party too. I'm not sure if you want to play it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Don't ever blame anybody else for not having parties on my calendar. So if I ever don't, but I'm going to call her. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm so sorry. I actually never saw that. I looked at your items. I'll call you tomorrow morning if that's okay. Just to share with you, what we'll do. She goes, that sounds great. So it's just as soon as possible.
Okay. The other question I had too is, do you send the party link as well so they could get some orders, pre-orders? So I remember we talked about that with the wish list on the last one call.
Okay, so that is something new that I'm trying.
Okay.
So I don't 100% have my system behind that yet,
Okay.
but I for sure am going to post. And I think even it's going to be on day 2 of the party. The day after that people have been invited, I'm going to do a post in there that says, okay, the first 6 people that send me a wish list are going to be entered for this jewel bracelet or whatever it's going to be. I might just order. I have some RRCs sitting there. I think I'm going to just get a bunch of jewel bracelets. Okay. And what happened with this last week's party, which I think we're sitting at 6 orders now, which I'm thrilled, but I think we're already at $800 or $900. So, I mean, I'm like, I don't care if it gets to 10. I mean, not really, but I'm not going to be hard on myself if it's only 6 because the sales are good, right? We also have to balance I don't have 10 order parties. I'm like, what are their sales and what did you make on it? Right.
Right.
But I will do that. And what happened was I had someone in there that was commenting, are we at 6 yet? Like the day, like that night. So clearly people sent me messages. I got 6 wish lists before the party. Now, what I didn't like about getting these wish lists, which I think I'm going to have to change, is that sometimes I got like 6 wish lists and everything was $114. So I don't think I'm going to send them carts ahead of time. I'm not sure about that. I think the most important thing behind it is that I'm making a connection with them. So I think the purpose of me doing that is going to be to see what they like. I might throw some things in there and I'm just going to be able to respond to people ahead of time saying, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for sending this. This helps me know what, and it'll be like the same thing every time. It's going to be copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. So, yes.
Now, Allie, like the week before or 2 weeks when you send out the save the date, do you put the party link in there too so she could get pre-orders? Nothing. Okay.
No.
Okay.
The save the date is, I'm going to be doing this next week. Let me know if you'd like an invite. Kind of like what my friends that host cabbie parties, they send me their cute little invite that says save the date. And it's like a month later. That's when it's in person. But it's like, and I'm like, okay. And I put it in my calendar because I either I do or I don't, because it was an event at somebody's house, And so that's what it is. I'm like, yay. Purpose is awareness behind that. I don't want people to go to the website. I might not even have their party link open yet at that point. So I hope that answers that. Anybody else? What you're going to change? Okay, I'm going to call it. Well, I don't want to call on someone if your video is not on. Anything that somebody might add in or change. Okay. All right. Well, you guys, I hope this was helpful. I'm going to make this into a list format because right now it's just in my spiral. And my goal is to provide a list. But next Saturday, it will be during the party. And then the following, it'll be after the party. So thanks for having coffee with me this morning, you guys. There's kind of a lot before the party, so it was a little bit long. But thanks, you guys, for hanging out. It tells me that it was actually helpful. And y'all have
Thank you, Allie.
You're welcome. Y'all have an amazing Saturday.
You
Bye.
too.